If you want killer, dynamic, flowing, fast, choppy 30-second note drum fills, the truth is, a lot of it is just paradiddles and paradiddlediddles. Maybe some singles too. In this lesson, I'll break down how to use them to create beautiful drum fills. But I'll also go deeper and show you how the pros use these rudiments and combine them with other stuff to completely blow minds. Think Vinny, Weckl, Sonny Emery. In fact, a lot of the pros, maybe even most. Let's go. This is slightly more advanced than recent lessons, but only in terms of speed. It's actually very easy to understand, particularly if you're comfortable with paradiddles and paradiddlediddles. Here's how we're going to break it down. First, I'll show you how to take paradiddles and paradiddlediddles and drop them into a 30-second note context. Super musical, super clean. Then we'll dive into some killer examples so you can hear them in action. And finally, I'll give you some practical ways to start using these rudiments to create your own badass, fast-flowing drum fills. We've got an easy start here. In 30-second notes, we're dealing with 8 notes per pulse. 1E and a, 1E and a, 2E and a, 2E and a. The good news is 2 paradiddles, or the right side and the left side, that is to say, right, left, 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 is 8 notes long. That means playing paradiddles in 30-second notes is going to be easy because we're going to be able to drop them in and not muck around with the sticking to fill up the bar. To start then, let's get comfortable playing 30-second note paradiddles at 50 BPM and 90 BPM in a groove to fill environment. I want all right hand accents to be on the ride cymbal with the bass drum underneath, and all left hand accents to be played on the snare as rim shots. Wicked, so that's already a start. Now let's have a look at how paradiddlediddles fit into a 30-second note context. Paradiddlediddles are 6 notes long, which means they won't fall into a bar of 30-second notes, 32 notes, perfectly. However, if we played 5 paradiddlediddles, that would take us up to 30 notes. 5 times 6 is 30, meaning all that would be left is to add a right-left to fill up those final 2 notes or a full bar of 30-second notes. This will be a pretty cool fill in itself and will accent dotted 8th notes, which is quite useful because that appears in music a lot. Let's try it at 50 BPM and 90 BPM. And again, I want all right-hand accents on the ride with the bass drum underneath it until we get to the right-left at the end. And I want both of those on the snare. Now, let's look at some combinations or killer examples for how we can put these two together to create some sick fills. Let's start with an easy-ish one. So if we played 2 paradiddles, or 1 right, left, left to take up beat 1, we'd then have 24 notes remaining, because 32 minus 8 notes the paradiddle took up is 24. This would mean we could play 4 paradiddle-diddles, 4 sixes, to get us to 24 notes to complete the bar. This will sound great and is a great way to play paradiddles and paradiddle-diddles without any need for any single strokes to fill up the notes to complete the bar. I'll demo this at 60 BPM, 80 BPM, and 100. Nice. For lick 2, let's do something where it won't necessarily fit perfectly into a bar. This will allow us to understand how adding in some single strokes will sound pretty cool and help us out. We'll play 4 paradiddles, or 2 right, left, right, right, left, right, left, lefts to take up beat 1 and beat 2. We'll then play 2 paradiddle-diddles to take us to the and of 4, which will leave 4 30-second notes remaining. For those, we'll play 4 single strokes. If you can, try and come up with an interesting accent combination, such as accenting the first and last of those 4 notes. Okay, let's try it at 60, 80, and 100 BPM. For the final example in today's video, let's see what would happen if we started with paradiddle-diddles. Another way to think of this is lick 1 in reverse. So we'll start with 4 paradiddle-diddles to take us to 24 notes, and then we'll play 1 right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left to take us to 32. Everything else is the same. Let's try that at the same tempos. It's important to note that I've just given you 3 examples here. There are plenty of combinations you can come up with. You can come up with combos accenting 7s using paradiddles and paradiddlediddles, which is pretty cool. So make sure to explore and branch out. This is your introduction to this concept. Nonetheless, I hope this has given you a springboard so you can start applying this concept to make your own killer fills. If you enjoyed this video, check out this one here, which is a more practical lesson on this concept, and we'll look at one fill and show you how you can use singles and toms to create more interesting ways to end these fills. And finally, if you'd like to know about online school progress and be the first to know about it, please do sign up to my newsletter. The link will be in the description. Thanks so much for watching.